Hi everyone, happy Monday. I had meant to post this over the weekend, however, one of my books, the R.J. Hampson book, got delayed. Something went wonky with the UPS delivery and I didn't get it till this morning. So, um, I just wanted to wait and do them all at once because of just how everything's been lately. So, if you didn't know, I've been taking a break. Uh, I was working through this book for October. I had our projects, our Deborah Muller Halloween book projects. I had Halloween coloring that all kind of went to the wayside in the middle of the month. My cat Bagheera passed away unexpectedly, and I'm still not quite ready to talk about it yet, but between that and some health issues with my family and just October was a really hard month and probably the hardest I've had in a while. And I took a little bit of leave from work to try to help, though all I could take was I only took 2 weeks and I honestly really should have taken longer, but we had a uh, like team type offsite thing last week where we were talking about what we're doing next year. I just recently went through a reorg and I felt it was important to be there, but it was also a tough week. And just, I'm just struggling. So I have no idea what the rest of the year is going to look like. I might talk about that a little more at the end, but just a quick recap for those of you who are wondering why you haven't seen a video from me in a while. Um, but today we are going to do flip throughs. I did pick up some new release books that had come out. I ended up buying some Lyrica books, um, and I figured I'd flip through them today and show you. One book that's not in this collection, but I do want to call out because I love Joshua Dunbar, and hopefully I'll put the screenshot here. Joshua Dunbar just released a new book called Ooey Gooey Foods, I think, and I will hopefully be able to link to the flip through here, if not here in the top right, but in the description. If you like coloring food, I love his art. Definitely go take a look at that. The reason why, only reason why I didn't buy it, which is a big reason, I don't like coloring food, at least not super often. And I just, it's one of those things I just do not enjoy coloring, probably because I don't like coloring realistic colors all that often. And, uh, and this is a good, thing, I guess, good lesson here. He's one of my favorite artists, but I just don't, I'm never going to color that book. So, I just figured it was best if I didn't pick up a copy of that one, but I'm so glad he's released a new book, and definitely go check it out if you do enjoy coloring food. So, I say all that, let's go ahead and get started. It's kind of just all mixed together here. I might save the Johanna Basford book right before the Lyrica books because I think a lot of people have seen that one. All right. Alexandra Franzese put out a new book called Simple Christmas. Easy coloring book. It is the square shaped that most of her simple books follow. I appreciate the information about the hand-drawn art. I also want to call out Alexandra Franzese, Alley Coloring Books on Instagram. She has been posting a lot of really good tutorials lately. I really like that she's sharing those with us, and I've been trying to share some of them, like repost some of them, and whenever I do finally get back to coloring, I definitely want to try some of them out. So, these are super cute. I don't know why the screen Went to sleep. Oh, probably because I didn't move the mouse. I don't usually color a lot of Christmas stuff. However, I love the simplicity of her simple series, thusly named, where if I want to color a little Christmas, I can. And I'm not like committing to a whole huge page. I love that one with the little dinosaur. If I'm going to color Christmas like often, it's probably going to be something like A Christmas in July, or like this with like Christmas on an Island in warmer weather, or unexpected stuff like the little dinosaur. Um, I think that's the kind of stuff that like I'm really drawn to, but I do love like classic Christmas stuff too. Like, I enjoyed this, but this right here with the cat carrying presents, of course, animals acting like humans is always a winner in my book. Y'all, anybody that's been around for a hot minute knows that is one of my faves. I do apologize if I seem a little quieter today. This is adorable. Love that. Obviously, with recent events, things are hard. I am, I love that picture too. You could color them almost like little Easter eggs if you wanted to. If you wanted to make it kind of Easter Christmas. That's cute. Um, like I said, I went back to work last week. Here's from Simple Winter, which I do have, and I do need to work on that too. It says new books are released once a month. Alexandra, I think you are, that's a pretty high commitment in that, I love her little sweater pattern there. That's a pretty high commitment there, Alexandra. Careful. All right. Next up is R.J. Hampson's newest release, Winter Wonder. I do like, again, I don't color winter and Christmas as often, but I do like a combination of like winter and Christmas in a book. And I adore R.J. Hampson. Again, he's one of my favorite artists, but I didn't get the steampunk book because I don't like coloring steampunk. So, but I did see some of the flip throughs of this, and I was really excited for this. And I may still get like the pack. He does sell packs on his website, which I'll try to put in the description. If you don't want to buy the whole book, I think he sells little packs that have like 5 or 6 pictures from each book that are digital. And but I do love buying his books, and I might get the steampunk one of these days, but it really just depends. I've got to get through some of his other books. It's also, that's something else too. It's also one of those things where I would love to own all their books, like, you know, collection wise. But, oh, that's cool. I'd love to own all their books collection wise, but, I also realized that I'm not coloring as often as I should be, and that I need to work through some of their other books before I start getting books that I may not jump to, you know, first thing. So, oh wow, that's cool. Mm, I don't love that it goes all the way into the binding. It's not typical for his pages. I feel like I need to grab one of his other books because I feel like, is the line art thinner in this? Or is it the paper? Hang on. No. Now I'm not going to rest until I look. No, no, line art is very similar. No, it is a little thinner. Okay. Or it's about the same. It does feel a little thinner, which is fine. I typically like to use markers which bleed really bad on Amazon paper. Um, so I'll have to tread a little carefully on that. I would get the digital versions, but I don't think the digital versions come with the black background. And those are the ones that I really go for. So for R.J. Hampson's books, he here lately has two sets of images with a difference. And so he'll have this first set, which I'm showing here. And then the second set typically has a black background and maybe some slight changes to the image. And I much prefer the black backgrounds. I've always loved black backgrounds. These do seem like they have a little more detail in them too than maybe some of his other images. At least some of them do. Mr. Fogarty, is that right? I like the look on that bird where he's like, where am I? Who am I? Am I? Like that is a bird having an existential crisis. Oh my gosh, that's such a sad picture. Oh. Yeah, I know, like I needed that. Y'all know I love that picture. Yeah, I don't see, this feels more like normal line art. I don't know. Maybe let's just assume I'm losing it. It could also be the print quality was a little off on some of those pages. That's cute. Again, the duck's having an existential crisis. So here's his second set. Subtle changes and or black backgrounds. And see, this is... Alright, something's weird. Something's weird with this. I'm going to have to do some digging because his images never get so large that they're cut off. Oh, okay, maybe it is the same size, but because he added extra. Okay, okay, maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to look through his official flip through on this and just make sure, and anybody else's, and just make sure I'm not having some print issues. Because some of the stuff does feel a little unusual. Oh, I love that. But I can understand too, like if the original picture is sized and then you want to add more to it, it can expand a little bit. I see that. Because I'm more Halloween than Christmas, wouldn't it be fun to like make this look like they're wreaking havoc on this poor little village? Jeez, Michelle, that's awful dark. I know, I know. As you can see, these are very similar to the images I just showed you. There might be some differences. I love that he's upside down on that ice. But I love the black backgrounds. And the way he does them where he sprinkles in the white, I think's really stunning. Like a lot of the star lit kind of backgrounds, I think are just beautiful. He does also sell a hardback version. Again, this poor little page just tears at my heartstrings. Um, yeah, like that's a completely different view he's looking at, which is cool. Ooh. So it was like a happy house kind of setup earlier, and now they all look angry and it looks more like a haunted house. I like that. I like that. Oh, that's adorable. Okay. Anyway, I love that he does this. It's so unique for him. Oh, more existential crisis duck. He's content in that one. That's a guy putting the post in instead of a girl. Um, Instead of Santa Claus, it's the reindeer chilling. I like that. It's so unique to R.J. Hampson, and it's one of the reasons I love him because as an artist, because he does like such a unique spin on things, and his art's amazing. So, but yeah, no, I think the copy's okay. Like it looked okay from about halfway through the first set of images on. I think it might just be the printing. The printing feels weird. Um, but because I'll probably color most of the black background images, I'm not too worried about it. Those all look pretty crisp. Um, Sugah Sweet has a new book out and another project for me to look at doing for the year. Sorry, I need a coffee break. So, the the premise behind this, of course, is to have a project book for the year that you could essentially complete. And they're bite-sized images, so they're not super large images. And I think there's 2 or 3 a month, and they're like different national holidays for fun stuff. And you could just do one image a month and then complete it in 2 or 3 years, or you could do all 3 images and complete it in a year. And don't think I'm don't think I'm tempted, not tempted, but we're gonna have to see. Because right now I am not coloring. It also, part of the problem here, hang on, let me darken this. There, that's a little better. I have my super bright light on too. That's also part of it. Alright, so, for instance, for January, we have National Sci-Fi Day. We have National Tempura Day. And yes, there's food in here, but like a little bit of popcorn in this image is fine. The tempura, okay, but it's not like all food. A little food here and there is fine, but like a whole book of food, I just isn't really something I like. I don't get like the dessert books and stuff like that. I think he even has a book called Dessert Cats, and I don't get it because again, there's one exception, and I'll have to show it to you at some point, but it's like cooking with cats, and the cats are like in the sushi or on the burger. I found it a couple years ago, and it's a very cool one. Oh, nope, there's more than 3 for this one. So we have 2, 3, National House, 4. Okay, so it might be 3 or 4. So there's National Hedgehog Day. National Carrot Cake Day. Yeah, there's probably going to be some food in here. National Lucky Cat Day. Oh, okay. Oh, so I bet he meant 2 or 3 pages. There we go. So it's probably 3 pages per month with different, either one image or 2 images on them. There we go. So again, if you are looking for a book that like you could complete in a year, I think this would be a good one. The images aren't very large or very complex. Yeah, I think so. It's 3 pages per. National First Contact Day. That, yes, we actually celebrate that each year. If I'm not mistaken, that's the official Star Trek First Contact Day. And every year we watch the movie First Contact. And Brent tries to make pierogies. And so I love that that's in there. But these are a lot of days you may not have heard of. So I think that's fun. I guess there is quite a bit of food in here. Put a pillow on your fridge day. Okay, I definitely did not know about that one. Homer Simpson's favorite day. Choose your poison day. Creative ice cream flavors day and chocolate wafer day. Oh, I like his versions of the Alice in Wonderland characters. I don't like Alice in Wonderland that much, like just overall, but I do like how he drew the characters. Could be a hot dog or it could be a hot dog, literally. Cute. Oh, that might be a few things weird with that bunny. Are iPods still a thing? Okay, that given the number of cats I've had over the years, the number of cats that have passed away, and the joke that I have cat ghosts, that feels rather that feels rather poignant. That one right there for me. Oh my goodness. Deviled Egg Day, love that. Oh, it's different. And of course he loves cats, so you see a lot of cat themes in here. What are you doing, girl? Is there too much stuff on the bed? I'm sorry. Mean old mommy. Chocolate covered anything day. I like that. National Cat Herders Day and National Cupcake Day. So there you go. See, he has like deserted cats. He has 2 of them actually, and I just like I'm not in love with the amount of food in this book, but like to color over a year, I like the other images enough that I'm willing to, it'll be alright. And plus, a lot of the food in here has like eyes or it has something weird about it that I don't feel like I've got to color it like, I guess like normal food. I don't know. But anyway, there's coloring the year. Still Halloween. I had gotten this in beginning October. Kameliya Angelkova had released another Halloween haunted type book, and I was going to show it, and then things happened, and so I didn't color in this. Didn't get a chance to color in this, but I love Halloween year round, so. And I was telling myself I was going to finish the other books, so this would be my replacement for that book. Oh, speaking of which, I've got to keep these in a pile and go back through my bookshelf. That's so cute. And, because I'm still doing the one book in, one book out, which has been going pretty well. I even did it for those digital books that I bought a while back. So I do need to do that. These are really cute. This might be one. I don't know if I would say my favorite, but this might be one of my favorites of her scenes to color. This is really cute. I don't even like spiders, and I like that. Okay, I like that picture. So, a pirate set of pumpkins. Gonna have to think of something to put on those signs. Haunted hot chocolate, baby. So cute. Little dinosaur. Well, is it a dinosaur costume or did he take out a dinosaur and then now he's just wearing... Yeah, leave it to me to make things even darker. Yeah, this might be my favorite, one of my favorite scenes books that she's done. I really do like it. I kind of like this rounded square. I mean, I like the kind of lopsided background, but I love kind of that square shape. I'm so used to doing like round outlines if I outline one of the pictures, and so I kind of like more of the rectangle square shape. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to. There's so many of her books that I haven't gotten. I think there is a countdown to Christmas one. It's called 25 Miniatures to Color Till Christmas. Um, I will not be purchasing that one this year. Not that I don't want it, but I am not going to put that on myself. If anything, I want to try to finish the miniatures book before the end of the year. So she's got so many books, and I love that, but it's also like, again, can I actually get, am I going to color in these books, or am I just collecting books and just moving, like it's a carousel of books in my house, and there might be some truth to that too. I don't know. All right. I said I wasn't going to get this one because I don't color flowers all that much, and I have her other books, and it felt at a glance very similar to like maybe Secret Garden. There's another World of Flowers, but it's been a tough month, and I just was like, I liked some of the animals that were in here, and yeah, there's no, I don't know why I'm trying to justify anything. I definitely don't need to do, but I really don't know. I just wanted it, and so I just got it. I mean, at this point. But I really liked her, some of the animal pictures I saw in here. That was one reason for sure. This one also, just at the beginning here, doesn't feel quite as overwhelming as some of her other flower books do. Like if you are just trying to work in a book and I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I could color this page in like one sitting or two sittings rather than it taking me a couple weeks because there's just so many elements to the page. I kind of like these small little slice of life where, some people may not like the fact that it's not covering the whole page, but me, I like that. Again, I have limited time, and the more time I spend on the picture, the less likely I'm going to complete it. Like, I really like that fox. That was another, the animals in here were a big draw for me. Like, even though this page is a full page and it's busy, it's not super complicated. Like, you have one, two, three, four, five, six types of flowers on there. If were just trying to come up with a color scheme. I like the little small chunks of objects. Five, six, seven, three, 49. I guess that's right. Seven. Okay, yeah, that's 49 images right there. So you could do like one a day. This also feels like this would work well as like a gel pen, acrylic pen. A lot of these pictures could be like small. Like if I use just gel pens and maybe like a small set of pencils on here, I could do some different approaches to this. Or if I'm using pencil, I'm not spending as much time on them. I don't know. Like I said, I like this. I think this book has a different approach than the World of Flowers book. Love the bear. Um, it's interesting to me how when I first started coloring, feels like so many years ago, around 2016, um, a big part of coloring books was like animals or objects with things doodled within them, like flowers or shapes of any type. And there's some artists that still do that, but I didn't particularly like that when I first started. And so I noticed it fell out of trend. But it's interesting to me that I think I've seen some artists actually introducing patterns like that into their coloring, like when they color a page. I've seen people do that. I've started seeing some pictures like this. Like it's coming back, I think, but not as prevalent. Is that you, Winry? Thought I heard her. Anyway, I think it's coming back. It's not as prevalent. And I do love the idea of creating your own, I think it's called, the art of it is called Zentangle. I want to call it Zendoodle. And I love the idea of it, but I would rather, except in cases like this, I don't mind it here. But most of the time, I would rather you just give me the solid object and let me create my own pattern. Because if the pattern's already there, I feel locked into it. I feel like I've got to color everything a slightly different color to make those patterns stand out. Like I had to really work on not on realizing that I don't have to color every little section of those patterns. I can just fill them, block them in with color. It took a long time to get my brain okay with that. So anyway, it's just an interesting thing I've noticed. I've been around long enough to see a trend go out of style and back in style. Who would have guessed? I think if you like flowers, if you have, if you like coloring flowers and you have hand issues, like maybe you want to use pencils more, love that one. Maybe you want to use pencils more, and a lot of times her pages feel, I think in her last few books her images have been kind of smaller, so they've been easier to for smaller projects on a page. I think if you haven't gotten Johanna Basford before, you do like flowers. Now, I do like a couple of these. These are very, big, broad scene images. I do like she does usually keep a couple of those in her books. But this one feels very simplistic. And not simplistic in a bad way. I'm not even a big pattern person, and I like that. So I feel like if you haven't gotten Johanna Basford and you like to use pencil but maybe in small increments, um, and you like flowers, this might be a very good choice for you. I've heard mixed reviews on this. There's a lot of people that, kind of feel like it's the same as her other books. And I mean, she does, like, she draws a lot of flowers. Um, but I don't think it's exactly the same. Like, I think there's some marked differences in this that would make it more appealing to other people. I do appreciate she provides a test page for her books and what they're printed on. I think it is really critical to provide a test page, particularly for those of us that like to use wet mediums and may run the risk of blending through, having it bleed through. I've also had some things like act wonky in this paper. Like I don't like how Inktense does on Johanna Basford books. So I do appreciate she does that. So yeah, it's been interesting to see. There's just kind of mixed reviews on this, and it says it's 18 US here. I like it. I see ideas for it. Um, but I can understand why some people may not love this one. But I don't color flowers as often. I typically go more towards, like, I really loved, was it the book she released last year? Magical Worlds? The more fantasy type stuff I really like. But if I do color flowers, I like coloring small bits of flowers, not usually like a very large page or anything. Because then it feels like I get locked into this samesies with my pencils, and I don't take my time with them. I just want to rush through and get them done so they don't look as nice as I would like them to. So, anyway, I did get that. All right, so I have 3 Lyrica books. I know. I had an ad that I think drove me to look at this one. And then I found this one, and I remembered Tammy from Tammy Colors 2 saying something about another cat one coming out, and I think this is the one. It's really hard to, like, even translating from French to English, it can be hard to search for things. But I did ultimately get these three. Um, and I'm going to show them. I'm going to show the answers. If you don't want to see those, some people don't. I understand, but I have to look at the answers because oftentimes I want to make sure there's not overlap between my books if I can minimize that. And also with some of these that are like maybe different images from the movies, they're just unique images. I'm really kind of drawn to that too. So that's what we're going to do here. I'll talk a little bit more after that like I usually do. But if you don't want to see the examples on these, appreciate you coming by. Portraits, I guess family portraits. Looking at this, just a lot of colors. Oh, wait, some of these are one-sided. All of them? No, not all of them. Some of them are one-sided, which would be awesome with markers, maybe. I did notice that in the more recent books they've put out, they are doing fewer images. And I think this one only has 50, which is fine by me, because I know, if I have one Disney book, I'm going to have a lot of Disney books. And if they all have 100 images in them, even if I have 3 to 4 of them, with all the other books I have, I'm probably not going to color all those in my lifetime. I've said before, if they could just do 50 images and then make them single-sided so you can use markers, that would be an absolute game changer for me. And I think still well worth the price. Others may disagree, but, it's my channel. It's my disclaimer on that. That's how I feel. So I've noticed recently it's been fewer images and some one-sided pages. So I do appreciate that. And I find that interesting. But instead of making them all single-sided, there are portrait pages. So I think that's why they're not all single-sided, which is fine. But if I can have some, that's cool too. But I love the colors on these. They're just adorable. So do keep in mind, and I don't know, well, we'll see here in a minute. So like this one seems to be unique. I don't think this is specific to like the movies, like a scene from the movies. These are more just hand-drawn, I guess, unique art. I love that picture. Oh, it's so cute. But I really do love these. What is that from? It says Ursula Morgana. Huh. I might have to look that up. I don't know what that's from. Interesting. But of course, I love all. I'm gonna have to watch the Aristocats. It's been a hot minute. We finally got Disney Plus back. I love Onward, by the way. This movie is, I think, is so slept on. I love it. I love the message in it. I love the fact that I think the older brother's like a D&D fan or something. Like, I really do love this movie, and I don't think it gets enough credit. Oh, that must be from Wish. I think that's right. And I like that this actually, oh, of course, that picture's stunning. Um, Some of the newer movies are in here, but they also have some of the classic ones. I love this one, and I haven't seen that one in a long time. And of course, that one is they're just stunning. They all are. Even the movies, I don't watch a lot of the older movies very often, but I love the pictures in this. So, yeah, keep in mind again, there's only 50 images in here. There's a lot of single pages and then double page spreads. So if you like that, this might be appealing to you. Princesses Tome 2, I don't think I liked the first one, the images in it. But then I saw this one because, of course, when you get drawn to one book on Lyrica, you start looking at the other books. And then this one's not unusual, just a lot of colors. You know what's bad on these double page spreads when they start getting into these crazy symbols? Like they've run out of numbers, they've run out of letters, and now we got symbols. Another thing I don't usually like is when the page, there's some of them where the page looks like one thing and then you color it and it's actually another image. I do not like that. And so I try to look and make sure that the images aren't like that. That one's crazy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right, let me show you the back. So all these that I'm showing you do not have that kind of look to them. I think it was the very first image I saw here with Tiana and Rapunzel. I just immediately said yes. I just immediately just yes. I want this book. Let me check here. Does not look like there are any sided ones in here. It looks like they are all front and back and then some double page ones. So good to note. But these pictures are gorgeous. Love that one. I know they were trying to save space back here, but it's like when you have to turn this book like 20 different ways to see all these images, that's kind of crazy. But again, I think this is a fantastic collection of images. And I love Mulan. Yeah, like I said, we just recently got Disney Plus back, and so probably going to be watching some Disney movies soon. They are definitely a nice, they're nice to watch when I need like something just soothing to watch. I love her hair with the kind of white gold lining. So it looks like this one's probably going to have maybe not 100, but we'll find out here in a second. I love all the ones with Jasmine and Raja. Like I said, the compilation of these images, the composition of them, I think is very well done. Eh. So there are 100 pages in here, but it's not 100 images because you have a lot of double page spreads. It's, I don't know, probably 70 or 80 or something like that. So thought that was cute. And a non-Disney one I got, cats and felines. I'm assuming like big felines. Now this one's a lot simpler. You've got just a small number of colors for each one. This does look to be double-sided, but no wackiness with the images as far as I can tell. All right. I just love cats. We all know this. and I thought these were really pretty. Palace cats are probably one of my favorite wild cats. I like these two, though I can't pronounce their names. I mean, obviously I love all cats, but the palace cat, just their constant attitude, like that is, if I were to be reincarnated as a cat, I think I would be a palace cat. But I love like the two-tone there. I love the simplicity of these. Um, they're not overly complicated. I love the purple with the orange here. I think that's really pretty. Again, the composition of these I think is really nice. It's almost got a pop art feel, but not quite. Oh, I love that one. It makes me think of Reap Cheap. I love the blue on the highlights there. My favorite. Oh my gosh. That might be the first one I do because there is the way they do that look like I got you, ha ha ha. I think that's another palace cat. I love that one with the on. Oh, love the colors on that one. Wait a minute, that looks like a fox. It's got to be a cat, but it really does look like a fox. Yeah, whoever captured the cats in their various poses, like, I love those. The way he's laughing right there. I really do. I like these a lot. I love that the eyes match the background. Oh my gosh, that picture just reminded me of BMO. I don't know. I've seen her have that same look on her face. They're fixing a fight. That sleepiness. These are really, really cute. I am so entertained. The little heart. That would be a good one to do for Biera, but I don't know if he ever had that kind of look on his face. It's unusual to get him upset. I love the kissing cats, the squish cats. I love the tigers too. It's just really fun. So there's 100 images in this one. Definitely recommend these if you are looking to get started in the Coloriage Mysteres type books and you want a simpler color palette and maybe some simpler images to fill in. Maybe you have like really big acrylic paint pens or just acrylic paint to fill in big spaces. I think a book like this would be a really good choice just to see if you like it. Because as much as I love the Disney ones, they do get overwhelming because I have to try to find all these colors. And with the King Art uh, acrylic markers, I'm having a lot more success, but this is still daunting for me. I know a lot of people use Tule Art markers, but I also know those are like they're expensive. I have so many other markers to use right now. I'm not saying I won't ever get them, but just not right now. Um, but yeah, these can easily overwhelm me, which is another reason you don't see me color these so often with the amount of colors, so I really should be sticking with something like that. Anyway, yes, Michelle hasn't been coloring. However, Michelle has been buying coloring books. We can always rely on Michelle to do that. And I have sat here and talked for almost an hour. So um, hopefully you have found what you wanted to find in here. Um, I so I know I still have the Deborah Muller Halloween book. I can't think Halloween all year round. book. I did not complete the pages for October. I got the backgrounds done and that was it. Um, I've played around with maybe just doing one image for November. I don't know. I've also played around with the idea of just saying we're taking a break from it till the start of the year. So I don't have an answer on that one right now, except for right now there's no images for November, and more than likely there just won't be. Regardless of what I do, we just this will be a catch-up month for me. I I don't know. I almost want to do a color and chat to kind of just talk about everything else. This week's a really busy week. I have all kinds. I have like 2 or 3 appointments tomorrow. I'm getting the whole undercarriage checked. I have an OBGYN appointment. I have a mammogram and I'm finally getting that root canal filled in and on that top row of my teeth that's been bothering me. It took like months and months to get the sensitivity on that tooth down so they could finish it. So like I'm getting everything checked, like taking myself to the mechanic and getting all the undercarriage checked and under the hood. So, um, and then Wednesday I've got to get my hair cut. Um, Thursday is my first appointment with a new therapist. I am, and like I said, I can talk more about this in a coloring chat, but I realize I need somebody to talk to as much as I liked my old therapist. I don't think she was great for a sounding board, but I don't think she was really helpful in kind of guiding me towards options. And it may have just been there was so much in my life going on every week. It seemed like an air of grievances, and we never really focused on what I could control. But anyway, um, I am going to meet with someone who does do depression, anxiety type counseling, but also focuses on grief counseling. And I realized that, I've had a lot of cats over the years, and most of them have passed away. We're now down to 4. And Winry probably doesn't have a whole lot of time. I mean, she's hanging in there, but I'm just saying she's 18 and a half. So, I mean, um, she's, probably limited on a year or two. I say that she might prove me wrong. I hope she does. But anyway, some of the cats I feel like I've dealt with pretty well. Some of them I haven't. And Bagheera's definitely one of them. And There's also like some other anticipatory grief things involving health issues with my family and even like not grieving anyone passing away per se, but grieving things like the person I used to be, um, being sick all the time in the last 10, 12 years has really robbed me of a lot of experiences that I would have had otherwise. I really honestly miss who I was 12 years ago. Um, and I kind of grieve that person and I kind of grieve the person I once was. Um, and so I thought this might be a different tactic to try. I can't control some of the things about my life that are just outside my realm of control. I can't do much about right now. And while I need to acknowledge they're there, I can't make Wintery magically well. I can't magically fix the issues in other aspects of my life, but I can try to process through some of the things that are also contributing. Maybe I focus on the things I can try to work through and, overall it should still be a net positive. Um, so we're going to see. He's not on my insurance. I hate I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket, but I figure and this is the first time I've had a male therapist. I figure if it's quality over quantity, right? Like, I mean, before I was paying $30 a week she was covered by insurance, but I really wasn't getting much out of it. So I can either get somebody covered by insurance, but it may not be the right person for me, or I can pay out of pocket, get somebody who's actually going to help me, um, and maybe work through some of those things. So and I can use FSA and stuff to pay for it. So I'm just gonna suck it up because I feel really, I knew over the past few weeks, but like this weekend in particular, I just was like, I need to talk to somebody. So that's good news. I always encourage therapy, especially with the world being how it is right now. I know I'm not the only one going through my own issues. Everybody kind of is. And again, there's much bigger things happening too when you're worried about your family, and then you're also worried about what the government's going to do to friends and family that you care about because they don't like the way they live their lives or whatever. Like, I mean, it doesn't help, right? The state of the economy, the state of the job market, it doesn't help, right? Layoffs. I mean, we had a layoff at my company while I was out. So, like, that's not helping anything right now. But I highly, I always recommend trying to find a counselor or a therapist to talk to. If anything, it gives you a neutral person to talk to about things. As much as I love my husband, as supportive as he is, um, he he doesn't love he loves the cats, but he doesn't love the cats like I love the cats. So it's really hard for him to know what to do. And I think, and I don't want to, I talk to him, but I also don't want to stress him out because he's worrying what he should do to help me, because he tries, he just doesn't know what to do. And so oftentimes your family, either they they are familiar with the people you're talking about or the issues that you have, and they have their own, thoughts and views on things. So they may give you a weighted answer that may not be the best answer for you, or they may just not know how to help and be a positive support system. So oftentimes I think a therapist or a counselor is great just to go to talk to about issues, if it's issues you have, in your life or with other people in your life, that is neutral, that doesn't have, you know, any skin in the game. They don't know any of these people. They can just give you the answer that's best for you and give you like a neutral kind of response. And can also give you ways to kind of introspect and look at why you feel the way you feel. So I think now more than ever, counselors and therapists are very important. Um, I also feel bad for them though, because I know they're getting a lot of, I'm depressed because of the state of the world, and like there's some things the therapist can't, there's not a lot they can do, and plus they're going through their own. But anyway, so I do recommend that, and I feel good about it. Like I said, this will be interesting. I've never had a male therapist before, but he seems super nice. He asked me to give him a rundown of what was going on, and y'all, I think I condensed it in about 2 to 3 minutes. I was very proud of myself. Um, because y'all know how much I love to talk. And I did joke to him. I said, I feel like I need to put together a PowerPoint presentation for our first meeting, like, just to show you everything. But, if you can't laugh about it, what can you do? Um, so it is a busy week. I haven't been coloring, but I've been crocheting. And I'm going to share that when I do, hopefully, a color and chat at some point. I've been crocheting a lot, mostly just because I haven't wanted to come into the office. And it's difficult to color where I'm at in the living room because of lighting. Um, it's easier to crochet. Um, so I've been doing a bunch of that, which is good because I have a ton of woobles that I've bought that I need to crochet. Um, Been doing that and watching The Simpsons, honestly. And that time I was reincarnated as a slime. We have started watching that anime. Um, but I'm going to color. I may even color today. I'm not going to sit here and give myself any plans. Let's just say I'm not giving myself any plans for November. At this point, it quite simply is I just need to pick up a coloring book and some markers and just color. And I don't need to think about all the things I need to do, whips I need to work on, videos I need to do, all that stuff. Like, that's just too overwhelming right now. I will never get started on any of that if I just don't simply just color. And I think that's what I'm going to try to do. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Now, as far as videos, I do have a video I'd like to do next weekend. I don't know if I can. It's something like my favorite things to color with, and I wanted to do it prior to like Christmas sales, because like Black Friday and holiday sales, because you may have wish list items you want to add to lists. You may want to look for sales on certain things, and I thought it would be fun just to share like what's my favorite watercolor set right now, what's my favorite gel pen set, what's my favorite, just a quick rundown of like the things that I really do enjoy using the most. If there is something that interests you, I thought that would be helpful, because I'm always looking for a bargain. And then I do have a haul I need to finish. I've recorded most of it, but I have little bits and pieces I've got to finish up. I don't know, there's been part of me it's just been like, I may not have a whole lot by before the end of the year, and I may just try to start January with more regularly posted videos. And that may very well be what happens. Um, but I do want to do, hopefully, a color and chat. It will be very simplistic, or it might be a crochet and chat. I may just grab one of my woobles and talk. But yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at. I'm not even where I feel like I'm normal. I don't even feel normal, which to me still isn't great, but is functional. So I don't even feel functional right now. But hopefully the therapy will help. And hopefully just having some time will help. But I want to sit here and say I'm sorry for not being, I had Cattober as a hashtag, and I haven't done anything with that. All of you did these amazing pictures, and I haven't had a chance to look back at those. And I want to apologize for a lot of things, but I just simply can't anymore. I am a shell of a human being right now, and I can't apologize for it. The only thing I can do is I want to try to get to a different place, because this is not conducive to anything right now. And it may be I don't move to it very quickly. It may take a couple months. It may take longer than that. I don't know. But I will do my best to keep you updated. I do appreciate all I appreciate all the support and the comments about Bakir. And just, I've said it before and I'll say it again, every community has drama, and coloring community is no different, the cat community is no different, but I think the coloring community and the cat community are some of the most net positive, supportive online communities I've been a part of, and being in tech, I've been a part of a lot of them over the years. And I definitely still feel that way. And I just, I appreciate it. I appreciate understanding, just simply understanding what somebody's going through, not necessarily feeling that same way, but simply just acknowledging that a person's kind of going through it, and not necessarily just being like, oh, just get over it, it's just a cat, or buck up, or something like that, or, just simply allowing somebody to just be in the feelings that they're in. If I'd share one thing to anybody today,
if you have anybody in your life that is struggling, just simply acknowledging that they're struggling and that it's okay for them to just be who they are in that moment, is something I don't think we do enough of. Just simply because we want people to feel better. We want to help them feel better and get through things. And we want to say supportive things and be supportive, but oftentimes they just simply need to have their feelings validated and say, it's okay you're grieving. It's okay you're not coloring or posting videos, as long as you're taking care of yourself. And as long as, sometimes that's what a person needs to hear. So if you've got somebody struggling like that in your life, think about that and just think, maybe if I see them or talk to them and they're talking about how rough they're having it, you can just be like, hey, I'm sorry. I, you're, you're upset and everything. And it's okay to be that way. Like, it goes against a lot of our natures because we just want to help and we feel like we got to say something positive, but just simply acknowledging, a person's feelings, I think is a great way to be a positive support system for somebody. So anyway, just a tip from my years and years of therapy. Um, okay. I should know I was going to cry at least once. I mean, should know. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. I'm sorry this has been so scattered. Um, hopefully I'll be back with a different video soon. It may be later in the week. It may be a week or two. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'll keep y'all updated. Thanks. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Uh, bye for now.